Hello everybody, welcome back. Something went wrong, the recording stopped, so we are a little bit ahead. Pretty much, I got a book, and I'm talking to Natsuki, who is a tsundere. Nothing much happened, it was only like 5 minutes of gameplay. Sorry about that, folks. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world! I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographics and terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through that glass on the door! She points to the classroom door. Oh, get roasted! Also made a bunch of sex jokes about Yuri and depression having sex. Sorry, something's lodged in my throat. Oh no, that sounds so bad. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, depression. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. Oh, that's gonna be useful later. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why! I still haven't done my poem yet. When am I supposed to do that? Hold on. No, not what I meant. Load. Yeah, I started right there. But that was after the last one, and I never read my poem. Return. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, streaking animated feminine poses. Like these 4 girls? Don't just stand there! Ooh-ah! What? Ooh-ah! She pulls you out of the closet. Whoa, bro. Proud of you. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Eh? Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Senpai. Oni-chan. Don't just say that. It'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her eyes and scoots a whinge from me. Sorry. I didn't expect to be sitting close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. Aren't you a senior? Isn't she a junior or whatever? Or a freshman? Just making some observations about our main character here. Depression. Not only does Natsuki say his name in a very strange way, but he seems, it's kind of suspicious, sussy baka. It's only a few seconds until Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Whoa, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series! Hey, are you paying attention? No, you're talking to me, what the hell? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kinda grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Have you seen Devil as a Part-Timer? Sir. The writing isn't there, but the, plot... the plot is definitely there. Oh, that's such a bad joke. No, it's a good show. Highly recommend. Funny. The writing is 100% there. It's great. So, What should I expect from this? Is there gonna be... plot? Well, obviously! You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean... well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things! Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at an ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know the characters! And besides, it's still entertaining! But later on, there's all kinds of drama! Like when they all get into the backstories and some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts! Ah, is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Ooh-ah! Ooh-ah! Is that his new catchphrase? Ooh-ah! Natsuki gives me a little shove. Ooh-ah! I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Humph. Good save! Ooh-ah! Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment, as she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? Ooh-ah! It doesn't, I was just curious. Ooh-ah! Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence! I just happened to get in baking around the same baking plot manga. The plot! I wanted to bake the plot! The plot! Quotations! Like I'd ever get into anything because it's in a manga. Except the plot. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. But the plot is so good in this manga. Ahaha! Definitely not a coincidence. I explained that guess Nutri... I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies from picked up to a manga, that's better of the ones, definitely. Not to mention, she's good at it, really. So, judge to who am I? Whoa! That was a fancy transition. We read on the floor for a few minutes. I finished a couple of chapters at this point. Ooh-ah! Silence. Ooh-ah! Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not! Ooh-ah! Even though you're just watching me read? Well... I'm fine with that! Ooh-ah, if you say so. Ooh-ah. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah, I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to enjoy a series that I'm reading. Ooh-ah. You know what I mean? Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah? You don't? Ooh-ah? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean, ooh-ah? Don't you, ooh-ah, share you, ooh-ah, manga with friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez! Oh, she doesn't have any friends. Just like me. Ooh, so many jokes. Except that last one isn't a joke. Sorry, ooh-ah. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. Oh, she does have friends, unlike me. It's funny, because it's true. They think manga is just for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Erg. I know, ooh-ah, those kinds of ooh-ah people, ooh-ah. Honestly, ooh-ah, it just takes a lot of effort to find a friend who doesn't judge. Much less friends who are also into it. Ooh-ah! I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. What? Ooh-ah! But it's probably harder for someone like you, ooh-ah. What do you mean? How do I keep doing that?
Yeah, that's pretty it.
That's not her voice. Yeah, that's pretty accurate! Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if we found this. You're concerned he would see the plot and make assumptions about you? At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica is kind of a jerk about it. Ah, I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it, Ua? I mean, here I am, reading it. Ua. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. It does. Ooh. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? Ua? So? Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Ua! Ha ha! Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. Flip the page. Suddenly Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens! Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her, since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... Ua? Natsuki looked down to find an arrow has pierced her heart. Fired by Monica, who seems to have already slain Yuri and Sayori. You will be mine, Monica screeched. You wake up, tied up in a basement. Sleeves off, ripped off by the looks of it. Your pants unzipped. Because you're so thin, not for any creepy reasons. Your socks, you only are wearing one of them. The other is nowhere to be found. You hear a slight creak as the door on the top of the stair opens. You hear the small thumping of a mildly tall girl walks down the stairs. Are you ready for your punishment? Depression? Your punishment for tearing us all apart? You look up to see Monica staring at you with an axe. She bends you over and she lifts up the axe, and with one large hefty swing, cha-ching! That was a money sound. Your life is no more. You've ascended. You see Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri all sitting in a circle. You did this, they all shout. You did this. With that, you awake. You see Natsuki sitting there, reading the manga just like you had before. You drifted off. I shouldn't be talking about that yet. You're very confused to what she's remembering, or what she's talking about. Then you remember what she's talking about. Just finish this chapter! Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends. I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide a Natsuki who's a rare experience, the thought of it makes me smile a little at myself. Okay, everyone. What? Uu? Ua? Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on! Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, she stood suggestively. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Ahaha. Eh? Ah! Natsuki suddenly noticed how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Eh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can get started on the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. if it gets even a slight bend in any of the pages, your bladder will be used for a basketball. But tomorrow. I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try and get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? It's that one, it's the latter. I stand up. I return to wherever I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do this. It's so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now everyone's ready. Why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monaco enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monaco wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monaco's pristine handwriting for where I sit, and Suki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know I'm putting in effort. Yep, that's definitely why. Hi, Depression. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright. I'll keep that in mind. Ooh-ah! Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm an introvert. I'm much better at going with the flow until I'm settled. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. It's not funny, Monica. Chill out. Don't worry, Depression. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of burial that we're lame to pass soon. Yeah, that's true. Hand Monica my poem. I like it, Depression. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Not funny! Oh jeez. No. It kinda makes me think that Suki something would write. She's a good writer too. That was my goal. So take that as a compliment. So you say so. Yep. By any chance have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? I have, yeah. Actually, I don't know if my guy has, but I have. Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all sorts of kinds, or just simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad, and sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that apply to anybody. I'm gonna stop using those, oh my goodness. I see. So you're thinking Suki's sort of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert. But you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It can take a while before I'm comfortable doing this feel. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. I don't. Don't try new things, kid. New things lead to death. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you the most, so don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write before you write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Yeah, sure. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone not good. That's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know, I wasn't home. A peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see, I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late, my retina's always scorched with a permanent copy of this meaningless image. It isn't just a hole, it wasn't too bright, it was too deep. Stretching forever into anything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Oh yeah, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback, because I'm a little... It's okay. Yeah, I kind of stopped putting on popular now. That is a lot of poems I've been putting. I was going to say something time between World and Minds. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Is that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not really sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I have an epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's coming on now strongly. But even their friends are better than each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. I don't actually know if that's true. I'll test that out. Video coming soon. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. Forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Except for Muddy Angos. I'm just making sure. I guess I might be after reading through it. Rude! So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? Ooh. I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Might take you a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I'm not willing to recognize a new writer, and they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they perform with the two together. The end result is that the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammeling is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing and even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the clubs give you valuable feedback. Mitsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to me or Natsuki or her. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as this is a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be a literature club. Ghost under light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by a sickening blue-green of the hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air as the present and living of the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that soul. But you took a long time to read. No, I didn't. Did I take a long time to read? I really feel like I didn't. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. We're so sharing. I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Or even to ghost hearing. Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. Depression. Very accurate. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the work. Oh, she's getting left behind. Or something. I don't know. They usually do tell them some painted picture. In this case, that's the subject of it is only symbolically being compared to a ghost. Do you feel like a ghost, Yuri? Oh my goodness, I've been forgetting to read it. Oh, my bad, gang. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to. I've been reading it, just not aloud. I'm counting on you. All right, who's next? I really don't know who's gonna like it more. It's either Sayori or Natsuki. Well, those are the only two options left. I'll go with Sayori first.
Oh my goodness, this is so good, Depression.
Hey?
I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer.
Sayori? You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Ha ha ha.
Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's.
Are you sure you don't just like it because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poems, it's not just a poem. It's
Oh! It's a depression poem! Woo! Depression poem!
It's a depression poem.
That's funny to me. I don't know why. Should that be funny to me? It's a depression poem? That's funny to me. Should that be funny to me? And that makes it feel
extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. Oh, why you gotta be pervy about it, man?
You're so weird,
You're so weird, Sayori.
I'm really happy you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but doesn't mean I break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Depression. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this is for other people. Something that some good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Oh, he's got the hots! She threw the burger out my car. I didn't think that she would go so far. Thinking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold that to you then. Yay! Now you're reading my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. I have a really voice, but I'm pretty tired, so we'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue like Megamind. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Odd. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Fucking nerd. I didn't say anything. Don't be mean. Still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like you.
Really?
Yeah, especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
Can't skip breakfast if you never have breakfast. Woo! Life hack! My life is extremely hacked by that hack. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. Next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Natsuki, the one I'm trying to impress. Okay, well, let's start with things I don't like. First of all, she rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Ooh. In fact, I remember how I wanted to read your poems, I said. That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Ooh. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. Oh, thank you. I hope you're happy. I'm very happy with the compliment. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Irk. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. Ooh, you're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Ooh, pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. She's a tsundere, dude. Can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. It's a win, man. She's a tsundere. You're about to start dating. In any case, you need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That is the shortest poem I've ever read. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? What? Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, and people don't take writing seriously. What's the point of poems if people don't express themselves? Your writing style won't make any message less valid. Yes, exactly. Like, I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme for an end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrow furrow in frustration, and meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's something. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. You're cute. Cute? Did you miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can I be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have had someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way, and Sayori liked it, and Depression did too. That's not a brag. Hey, Depression liked my poem. Oh no, that is a brag for her poem. Because it was supposed to be depressing. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a lot of time in my writing style. I don't expect to change it if possible. Do I have to read this? I would rather not. I'm just going to skip through it. You're just sensitive as well. Maybe you're just jealous that I appreciated yours, and now you know you didn't appreciate my advice more. You that full of yourself. No. If I was full of myself, I would be deliberately going out of my kitty. Ooh.
Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as the impression started showing up. No. Why? Why is that a thing here? Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting you guys. Suddenly both girls are just standing there. Depression! She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true! She started it! She could get over herself and learn to appreciate simple writing things is more effective, and that she wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Depression. Wait! There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language! It's the only way to convey complex feelings that have meaning the most effectively. Well, avoiding them is not only necessarily irritating yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Depression? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. No! I guess we'll have to figure this out next week on Doki Doki Literature Club. To be continued next week on Doki Doki Literature Club. That's what I just said. Stop repeating yourself, damn it. Alright, tell me in the comments what you think I should choose, Natsuki, Yuri, or Help Me Sayori. Because I'm unsure. I feel like I'm going to lean towards Natsuki, because if this is a dating sim, I would like to do Natsuki, because she's a tsundere. So, it's always fun to pick the tsundere. Anyway, this video is getting absurdly long. If you even made it this far, what is wrong with you? Don't you have anything better to do? That is all, folks. Thank you. Have a lovely day, and, eat grass, smoke bass, and beat your eye.